everyone, this is Wolfychu, and back in school I was a very awkward child. School was never really a very fun time for me. I actually kinda hated it and couldn't wait to get out of there. I was this extremely shy kid who would spend most of her time in class drawing instead of paying attention. I got in trouble quite a few times for this. So, of course, since I was doing that, I always ended up being known as the art kid. And I'd always have people coming up to my desk trying to see what I was drawing, and they would always say the same things. Did you draw that? Can you draw me? I can't even draw stick people. But I was also known as that one girl who doesn't really talk. Every time the teacher would call on me to answer a question, everyone would turn in their seats to look at me like, she spoke. So because of this, I was never exactly very popular. I had 3 close friends in primary school who stuck with me through everything, even though I was pretty much always getting into awkward situations. There was this one time in primary school where we were all asked to bring in either like a bike, a skateboard, roller skates, or a scooter because we were gonna have a lesson about road safety. I didn't have any of these things, so when the day came, I had to borrow a scooter off of my friend who brought one in for me. But I didn't really want to use the scooter, I wanted to use a bike. Everyone else in the class had their bikes and they obviously rode these all the time. They knew what they were doing and they were good at it. But me, the only experience that I had riding a bike was in Pokemon. I did not know what to do. But I thought, why should that be a problem? All that you have to do is get on it and pedal, right? Yeah, it didn't quite work that way for me. At the first chance I got, I borrowed a bike off of one of the boys in my class. A bike that was also probably way too big for me, but you know. So I got on this bike and I tried to ride it, but it was instant regret. I couldn't ride in a straight line. The bike was wobbling all over the place, and I kind of just like crashed into one of the fake traffic lights the teacher had set up, and then I almost ran over another kid, and then I kind of just fell sideways off of the bike. The whole class found this hilarious. They were all laughing at me while the teacher was telling me off for getting on a bike when I didn't know how to ride one. And I was trying to laugh as well. I was pretending to find it funny. Like, yeah, this was just a joke. I meant to do this, you guys. But on the inside, I was also kind of just like trying really hard not to cry. Both because I was embarrassed and because I hurt myself falling over. So after that, I thought, okay, no more bikes, let's try something easier. So what would be easier than a bike? Roller skates? I borrowed some roller skates from a girl in my class and I thought, yeah, this looks easy. I'd been watching her do it for a while and it didn't look like there was very much to it. So I put them on, I tried to stand up, and I instantly fell back to the ground on my butt. And people were laughing at me again. I was trying really hard to get up, but I just couldn't do it. And then 2 of my friends came over and tried to help me up as well, but my legs kept slipping beneath me and I kind of like pulled them down onto the ground as well. My other best friend had finally had enough of watching me failing like this, and she came over to me, handed me her scooter and said, just use this. So apart from the 3 friends that I had who looked out for me in primary school, I didn't really talk to many other people. There were a few kids in my class who actually really didn't like me, especially this one girl in particular, and I never really did know why. I think that it might have had something to do with when we did a Christmas play in school and somehow I was given the lead role instead of her. I think maybe that was it. I'm not sure. Anyway, I remember one day we were doing PE and we were playing this game. I can't remember what the game was, but we were all standing in a circle and one person was going to go in the middle. And I was chosen to be that person. I was actually really surprised because I would never get chosen for anything. I was always one of those people who would be the last person chosen onto teams when we were playing sports and things like that. So this was actually a big deal for me and I was excited. So I stood in the middle, feeling really happy and ready to start playing. But then, as I was standing there, I suddenly felt somebody grab onto my shorts from behind and pull them down to the ground. I just had to take a moment to realize what had just happened, and the fact that I was standing there in front of my entire class in my underwear. When I realized what had happened, I panicked and I didn't know what to do, so I just started to cry with my shorts still down at my ankles. The entire class was laughing at me and I was so embarrassed. I didn't know what to do with myself anymore. I couldn't imagine anything more embarrassing that could have ever happened to me. And then, to top it all off, that day I also just happened to be wearing 101 Dalmatians underwear, which people did not let me forget for a long time. I wanted to leave that school when that happened. I did not want to go back there and be known as the girl who wears 101 Dalmatians underwear. I could not think of anything worse. So that was some great times. So yeah, those are some of my embarrassing stories from school. I hope you enjoyed listening to me cringing about my past. I'm just grateful for the fact that I don't have to go to school anymore and that I don't really have to leave the house so much anymore. It's great. So let me know what you think of these kind of videos, and if there are any other stories or anything that you would like me to talk about, just let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and bye!